Good morning. It's September 2nd, Friday before Labor Day, and I'm continuing my series of using trade ideas and extracting alpha out of the market. It's very convenient to tape this series when you're doing pretty well, so I'm fairly happy about that. Again, let's take a look at what we have here. At the bottom, you can see I kind of shrunk down my P&L screen to fit more elements of viewing into my platform. Right now I'm up $10,460 or $10,400 in these four positions. You noticed yesterday that I took half profit in my Microsoft position, and I'm going to again do the same thing today. I always like to, as a matter of exercise, take profits into momentum. It's one of the most difficult things to do because the greed makes you want to hold on to it, but unfortunately I've made so many mistakes in my trading career that I know better. So again, taking the biggest position I have, I'm pressing the half button, and now it's only 500 shares. Okay. The way we run the robot, we don't always show the realized P&L from positions that are carried over. In the new version, that's going to be changed because, again, remember, the robot was mostly made for automated trading, which is happening during the day. So let's get back to what we're watching. So I've just realized approximately $400, and I still have about $10,100, $10,200. So we're doing pretty well. On the left hand side, you're watching my Quanalytics tape reading window, and this is the one that again is giving you that subconscious visual feedback as to what's happening in the market right now. And you can see that based on the tape, there's just overwhelming sell pressure, and it goes back and forth. I mean, there's blips of buying. I've seen the position swing about $600 or $700 any given 10 to 15 minutes while I've been trading. So far it's leaning again in the direction that I'm going. On the right hand side, you can see my open positions monitor, and this is helping me watch the position. So I just sold Microsoft into momentum, and it's continuing to go down. Remember what I said yesterday about trading being the art form. It is impossible to always nail the tops and the bottoms. So what you have to know ahead of time is what's good enough for you. And for me, you know, making $10,000 in 2 days is pretty darn good. I'm always looking to do better, and I never try to say, oh my gosh, 10,000, that's so much, I gotta just take it all off the table. I've done better, and I've done a lot worse. So the key is, as you're seeing it, take some of the money off the table, and that way you know that if you have big pullbacks in the other direction, you've at least locked some of it in. I've added a couple more windows so that you can see I'm not only just monitoring my positions, I'm also watching for other opportunities. I have a window right here called A Turnaround, and what this window is showing me is stocks that are just literally turning around for whatever reason, because you've seen me post positions before on StockTwits and Twitter, and you've seen that I trade both sides of the market. And I really suggest everybody do the same thing. If you're only a long positions trader or just a short position trader, you're basically missing out. It's like playing golf with just one golf club. You have to have a variety into your game. So I have a window, and I'm ready to pounce on things if I feel like that's something that, you know, is the right time. And I'm getting those feelings from the subconscious feedback that my eyes are getting from this window. I had a lot of email questions asking me, what do I mean about this subconscious, and am I just all silly and whatever, and I want to kind of elaborate on that. No, this is real serious stuff. This element right here, the where is the stock in its position in the day, is telling me graphically, are things on highs or on lows, or somewhere in between. This window is telling me where they are in yesterday's range. and this window is telling me where they are in their 20-day range. So I'll just give you an example. This one is on lows from yesterday and in the middle of its range for the 20-day period. On highs, and in the middle of its 20-day range. And so on and so on. And what's happening is that while I can't consciously process this information one at a time, subconsciously I'm getting signals into my mind that's telling me, you know, the feeling of what it feels like to say, okay, I think I've gotten enough out of this run, or hey, Dan, stay in it and capture more alpha. And this is why I really think that this type of technology, it's really a must. You know, if you want to look at the next level stuff, this little window is watching every single entity in the market across all exchanges. Okay, and if you want to look at, I'm going to bring in the window of what's configured in here. Okay, there's just a lot of highs, a lot of lows. So as I'm seeing this information coming through, again, it gives me that kind of feel for what's really happening in the market right now. And you can tell, like you can see as my P&L is jumping, you know, from up 10,100, 200 to 9,700, you can really see that there is that buying that's coming in. And the question really is then there's like this relationship between the kind of flow I'm seeing in the Quanalytics window with my P&L. And this combination of feedback is what subconsciously tells me, hey, it's time to take profits, or listen, stay in this trade. And I've got like some very good monikers now. For example, on the P&L level, it's right around 9,300, that if I had like between 9,300 and 9,200, I would probably start realizing more profits based on just what I feel and what I've seen happen on this tape and by watching this window. Notice that I'm ready to pounce as well. I've got not just the alert window right here on the right hand side telling me of things that are turning around, but I can also see the biggest percentage gainers for some of the smaller names that I play, as well as the losers. So I've got everything kind of coming in and feeding me without me having to search too much for the information. And it really, for me, is the best way to extract alpha out of the market. Notice that I don't spend a lot of time trying to analyze charts and looking at patterns, because just through my experience I know that you can spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out if the trend line is right, or if the angle of the slope is correct, or where in the channel you are. And for all that time that I've done that myself previously, it's never paid off the kind of dividends that watching this kind of information has paid off for me, because sometimes you just catch the name, you have a sense from the overall action in this window, you have a sense from your own P&L and how these two interact, and combining that together, having this amount of information in front of you is what makes me an advantage player in the market, and why I typically do a lot better than the averages and a lot better than a lot of my contemporaries. So again, I'm just very fortunate that I've caught a good run right here. You know, but in these last 2 days, it doesn't always happen this way. I've had just as many examples of the losing days also, so keep that in mind. But for now, we're just gonna keep things the way they are, and I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and hopefully this has shed more light for you on how to extract alpha out of the market. We hope you sign up to Trade Ideas and join us and trade better. Thank you.